Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday. The weekend's almost here. So I'm so happy to announce that the energy is easing up a little bit, which is exciting. So good morning, guys. How are you? Thanks, everyone that has signed up for my classes. I only have a couple spots left. So if you are interested, I know I have a lot of feelers out there. You better sign up because it's kind of running out of spaces. So if you guys want to join me, please sign up. So today, you guys, we have the energy is very nice today. Thank God. We have some really nice energy. We have the moon this morning that's making this beautiful sextile to Neptune. All right. And Neptune is about our dreams, what we want, our ambitions. And so it's like, hey, what are we dreaming about? What have you been really thinking about and manifesting? If you want to be really manifesting, this moon sextiling Neptune this morning is really tap into that energy of like, emotionally, what do you really want? What have you been dreaming about? What have you been really thinking you really want in your life? Thank you, sweetheart. And then we have later on around 9 a.m. the moon squaring Jupiter. And what this reminded me of, I was like kind of praying about it today, is you're like all of a sudden getting like some expected news. So I'll give you an example. My grandmother, she got the booster shot and she's actually just went in the hospital last night. So it's like something like that. And you know, she's 100 years old. Like I'm like, I don't know if some of you know, but like I'm half Mexican. So, you know, Mexicans tend to live a long time. And so she's actually been very healthy. She's 100 years old, but she got this booster shot and she's having like reactions to it. So the moon squaring Jupiter sometimes can tell you something. All of a sudden you get like some unexpected news that comes up, something's happening and you're like, what is going on? Like what is happening? But it's not that bad. It's just emotionally you weren't expecting it. And so really think about that. Like something was happening, you just weren't emotionally expecting it. That could kind of make you, like I didn't really want that in my life. So it could kind of make you feel a little that way. But then we have the moon trining Pluto, which emotionally is really trying to help you work out all that deep emotion that you've been having lately, especially if you've been triggered with this full moon, and saying, hey, how can we work this out? How can we emotionally find stability? The moon in Taurus is all about stability. So how can we find the stability? How can we like really ground that energy? Good morning, Ingrid. How can we ground this energy of what is going on? And so you can really feel that today. We have the sun at its final last degrees in Libra at 29 degrees, and then the sun will move into Scorpio tonight. So whenever anything is at that 29 degrees marks, it's about finishing something, all right? It's like, and it also has a 29, which adds up to 11, so it has a lot to do with the divine. So there might be some tension that says, hey, because the sun's in Libra, it's about relationships. So if there's something that comes in relationships, it's probably like the final last splurge of something that needs to be worked out, something that needs to be finished. And so this is really helping you though, because we have Juno that's sextiling Jupiter saying, hey, let's look at the bright side of life. Let's look at the bright side of like, and be optimistic about where our relationship's going and where this is taking us, instead of like looking at all the negative. And because the moon opposite of Chiron is now going away, yay! You know, we're not going to be feeling like we're working through all those old wounds. We're talking about those deep emotions. We're talking about those things that are triggering us. We're not going to feel that today. So because it's moving away, it's more this beautiful energy of now, hey, now that all the dust has settled, like how can we really work now that the sun is going to Libra to transform our lives? Now that the sun's going to Scorpio, how can we transform our lives? How can we move forward in the Scorpio season and transform our lives, change our lives, all right? How can we work with others to really help us to manifest the dreams that we want? Scorpios are all about digging deep and transforming. And so this Scorpio season is going to be very transforming, because we're also going to have Mars on October 30th that is going to move into Scorpio, and the moon is going to be there 2 days later. So this is a very transformative season that we're coming into with Scorpio. And so if there's a lot of relationships that have been let go or things that have been coming up, Scorpio season is going to be a lot of like healing that darkness and that crap and like really exposing it. And so now during the Scorpio season is like, how can we heal it now that we've transformed it? How can we heal it now that we've let it go with this full moon? How can we heal it? So we can really be feeling that as well. And someone said, the best time to receive is 29 degrees of Libra. Yeah, exactly. So to release, I'm sorry. Yeah, anything at 29 degrees, you guys, is the best time to release. I've also said if any of you are born at 29 degrees or have a planet at 29 degrees, like I had Mars at 29 degrees. So I had surgery right away when I was born. I had open heart surgery. So it's about releasing. It's about transformation. So today is like that. And I know I received this from Monica. I think Alec Baldwin yesterday killed someone on set, and I was telling you guys, with this Eris opposition of Mars, the god of war. Eris is about unexpected things happening, my grandma going to the hospital. Like, yesterday was a very transformative day, and that's why I said, you guys, just be prepared, ground yourself in this energy, because it's very transformative. It's really helping us, but at the same time, sometimes all that darkness gets so much that we get in this painful mode, this victim mode of like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. Don't get in that. Look at the stuff around you and stand in gratitude and grace and love for the things that you have, and know that things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you, and everything is coming into place. Everything is happening in divine timing, all right? And right now, it's like the divine saying, hey, we need to align you, especially for 2022. And so it's really helping you with that this year. So if you have things come up, things are being released, things are being exposed. That's what Eris does. So really, really, really let that go. So anyways, you guys, we also have Juno squaring Neptune, because we have this Juno sextiling Jupiter. It's like, you could also experience with relationships as well of like, hey, I'm not feeling very optimistic. I'm not feeling very optimistic about that. And so if you feel that way, don't tap into that Neptune energy, because that's just like deception. That's deceiving you. Tap into the Jupiter aspect of always looking on the bright side of life. Don't be surrounded by the deception that could be happening, because that's just like fakeness, all right? Like, if you're like feeling like, I think he's cheating on me, I think this is happening, I think that, he's watching too much porn or any of that, that is that Juno square Neptune that is happening. So don't tap into that. Tap into Juno sextile Jupiter. Look at the bright side of life, all right? This is like really asking us to take courage, take ground, own our minds, and don't let it get lost today, because it can really get lost today with all this Neptunian stuff that's happening. And with the moon square in Jupiter, you could be having this like, emotionally feeling exhausted, and the Neptune's like making you think of all these bad things. So stay grounded in gratitude today. Have courage today to really align with your truth and what feels right for you. Okay, you guys? So thank you, Patricia. Yes, exactly. And love the people around you. I know. I'm buying my nasty ex a gift and being Alec Baldwin killed someone. Yeah. You guys, it's just always stand in love. Always stand in light. Thank you, Daryl. Always stand in love. Always stand in light. Do things that it's like, if you had to pick a side of like love and healing and like courage, like pick that side. If it's like hate, you don't deserve this, you can't have that. Like, that's like where like all this dark energy, especially Scorpio energy, can go. But Scorpios are very healing at the same time. When they don't use their stinger that comes out there, there's a lot of transformation when you love somebody, when you have that divine love of not thinking like, what am I going to get from this, right? It's like, it's not always about you. It's about the other person and what you can be helping them do as well. All right. So don't always be stuck in like, this isn't going to help me. This isn't going to please me. Like, always serve the side of love. All right. Think of it don't think of it like how they hurt you and all this stuff they've done to you. Think of it as like it was your best friend and you're doing something for your best friend. That's how you should be treating them, because that's how the divine sees them. The divine doesn't see all the crap and shit that we see because we have egos. They don't see that. They see, how can you give love to people? How can you see them in their brightest, shiniest light as well? Good job, Michael. And this energy, great for repairing a damaged friendship. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. My little ones need to go to school.
Mommy, I wanna go to school.
Okay. All right, guys. I love you. I'm gonna take my little ones to school. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and really stay grounded in so much love.
Okay, we're out.
Okay. Bye, guys.